Top story this afternoon, Korea's Constitutional Court is holding the 9th hearing in the impeachment trial of President Park Geun-hye. Let's go straight over to our reporter Kim Ji-yeon at the court. Ji-yeon, big development this morning.
Well, Mark, Chief Justice Park Han-chul said today the impeachment trial should be concluded before March 13th, when Justice Lee Jung-mi's term ends. This is the first time the Constitutional Court has ever mentioned a timeline for when the impeachment trial should end, and its conclusion will have an impact on the next presidential election. If the court upholds the parliamentary impeachment motion against President Park, this year's presidential election could take place at the end of April or in early May, as the country must elect another state leader within 60 days by law. If the court rejects impeachment, President Park will return to her duties, and the next presidential election would take place in December as scheduled. In making the statement, Chief Justice Park said the opinions of each of the 9 justices are significant, and having a new justice who takes Lee's place could distort or have a negative impact on the justice's impartiality and the trial outcome. He also said that today's hearing would be his last in the trial, as his term ends this month, and the next hearing is scheduled for February 1st. He also laid blame on the National Assembly and lawmakers for not coming up with legislative actions to prevent future vacancies on the court, and pledged to participate in efforts to revise the Constitution to remedy the situation. Also this morning, former Culture Minister Yoo Jin-yo appeared in court as witness. You had initially called attention to the creation of a blacklist allegedly drawn up by the presidential office on left-leaning artists critical of the government. The blacklist was allegedly created to exclude those on it from government funding or sponsorship. And before the trial began, you had told reporters that the blacklist existed after former presidential chief of staff Kim Ji-yeon was appointed. And he added that he believed that people who didn't follow orders to discriminate against those on the blacklist, including him, were removed from their culture ministry posts. And as expected in taking the stand today, Yoo is currently answering questions regarding the president's involvement in creating and directing the list and the larger influence peddling scandal involving the president and her confidant, Choi Soon-sil. This afternoon, Ko Yong-tae, Che's close associate and the former head of the Blue K, a paper company allegedly set up by Che, and Yoo Sang-young, a former Blue K department head, are scheduled to testify. Meanwhile, the court has dismissed requests to summon former Senior Secretary for Civil Affairs Woo Byung-woo, former National Security Advisor Kim Jang-soo, and several conglomerate heads, including Samsung Electronics Vice Chairman Lee Jae-yong, as witnesses. Back to you, Mark.